Yeah, I mean, I'm just really, heartbroken for him. He put in a lot of work. I mean, he's just having a phenomenal year. So, I just feel really, really bad for him.
It's almost like with this team, if it isn't one thing, and it's another.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we're just constantly playing catch up, in the health department.
Will this make you try to speed up your comeback and do more things than you should do right now?
Well, I don't really have much of a choice right now. I mean, I gotta, get out there and do a lot more than expected in terms of handling the ball and doing significantly more running.
And the other thing about this, Kobe, is this is a baseball injury. This is something that never ever happens before.
Yeah, I've never seen it before. I've never heard about it before. I mean, it's just, how tough is Steve Blake though? I mean, he's played with it since D.C. I mean, and played phenomenally well with it. I mean, that's incredible.
So are you at the point guard slot tomorrow?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes. Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of moving around and stuff. I mean, but we got guys hopefully that can bring the ball up and just get us into some stuff, and then can save my legs a little bit by having me play make from the elbow and from the post a lot more and being on top of the floor and running screen roll actions and stuff like that.
Where did all defensively? I mean, I know that Steve Blake's such a phenomenal defender, especially guarding a guy like Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, Steve's really tough, and very solid defensively. Does a really great job staying in front of point guards. And we'll have some adjustments to make. We'll have a work cut out for us, that's for sure.
Kobe, what do y'all need to do to get Powell going?
Well, he just got to get himself in a little bit of rhythm. We talked a lot, and he and I, because our relationship can have really candid conversations. And I told him I thought the thing that really helped me out is that I had to drop some weight, so I felt like I was carrying around too much. And told him he should probably measure it himself and see if that's something that he needs to do as well. I mean, because when you get older, even though your diet might still be the same, you still might watch what you eat and so forth. And when you get older, your metabolism just naturally slows, and you just quietly become a little more heavier. And that might be something that he can do to help him move around the court a little bit more.
You can see what he needs to work on, but does he clearly see what he needs to do in order to get back to or improve on it?
Yeah, he'll be fine. I mean, look, it's tough because when you get older, you have to constantly look for things to measure and to adapt to, but that's what brothers are for. That's what we look out for each other. You know what I mean? So he calls things to my attention all the time. I try to do the same thing for him and say, look, this is what worked for me. Take a look at it yourself, see if it works for you. If it doesn't, then we figure something else out.
Kobe, Jim Brown made some comments that you decided to tweet about publicly this morning. When do you decide when something is big enough for you to make a public statement about it, or just to kind of let it go?
Well, it depends on the issue. If it's a major issue, then that involves equality or perception of racial equality, or I feel like that's something that's a big enough message that needs to be addressed. Obviously it's a sensitive topic for everybody, but I think the best thing to do is to not dance around it and to go at it full head of steam and generate conversation about it. So that's how I try to measure it.
And in your comment, your response before that, did it surprise you to have Jim say the kinds of things that he did?
Well, I mean, it surprised me in the sense that it just came out of left field. I mean, I've never even met him, so I mean, it came out of left field. But I do think it's a great opportunity to have these conversations, to have this discussion. I think it's no matter where you come from, whether you come from Italy, where you come from, Inglewood, or whether you come from, London, it doesn't matter. And ultimately the conversation is that it doesn't matter what color skin you are to begin with. But I mean, I think it's a good place to start and to have a good conversation and try to educate one another and try to improve as a society from it.
Would you welcome the chance to talk to Jim about that?
No, there's nothing to talk about. We have different perceptions and different views on it, clearly. So, the thing that I try to do is always, what I've been trying to do is try to educate our youth going forward, no matter what color skin you are, be it African American or white or whatever the case may be. we just try to talk about having a bright future and how to help kids going forward and progress as a society as a whole. And but he and I, there's no reason for us to have a conversation. We're completely on opposite sides of the spectrum, and I'm an old dog, but he's a much older dog, so he's probably a lot more set in his ways than I am.